to discuss our check-in. I had my quarterly check-in today, and I was a little confused. Let me tell you why. So I did my check-in in December, and I always ask for them to pull the result of the previous check-in versus what I weigh in for today, just to see the difference in how my body's doing, how it's changing, all this stuff. So before I left home, I said, okay, I'm going to take a look and see what I weighed in and back in December, and then I'm going to come back. And I'm like, I know I was like 29% body fat then. So today they printed it out, and then they said I was actually much heavier. It's really weird. I did this on the same day. My weight was like 14 pounds heavier, but it's in the same day. It's really weird. But anyways, so I'm going to go off. Basically, I'm looking at body fat. So the last weigh-in, even between the two, I was around 30% to 29.3% body fat. So I'm going to just go with that, not worry so much about the weight. Here are the results. So compared to last time, I weighed in a little bit heavier. So I'm about the same weight that I checked in last time, but my body fat's much better. So I went from around 29% body fat down to 28% body fat. And my visceral fat reading has gone down from a 6 down to a 5. I'm still standard muscular, which is great. All of my results are slowly but surely going back into the green. So they have like the green and stuff right there. I can sort of see it. Basically, almost everything's in green with exception to my body mass index. That's the only thing that's out of whack right now. So pretty exciting. I lost a lot of body fat on my legs, and I have about 19 pounds of fat basically to go on my stomach. But yeah, and that's really all I need to lose, like another 20. So yeah, it's all that hard work this week, recovering. I think my results would have been much better had I not gone off the deep end in January. And with all the stress that was going on, then with the fires and it was just miserable, horrible January and February. So I was able to recover and pull my nutrition back into place the past, 2 weeks, but I still have work to do. My next goal, I think I will give myself, is at least to get down to like 27 or 26 and get back into hitting it hard and being completely off of dairy and staying away from the sugar. I worked my butt off. I was on the bike last night, cycling at freaking like 8 o'clock, just trying to get the last ditch effort. I made sure I was super hydrated this morning, and that was a big help too. And I definitely feel different now that I'm hydrated properly. So I think that was some of the issue from the last weigh-in. I just wasn't hydrated properly. Yeah, so I put in the extra effort. Just the nutrition is something I'm working on. Continuing to study with my class for personal training and getting all of that done. And I'm already in chapter 3 and 4, and it's the hardest thing I think we're going to learn, which is about the human body and all the different parts and how the human body moves and functions. And it's a lot of terminology, a lot of information. I read through both chapters, and I'm like, I need to go back and reread them again and look at the notes. And then my second podcast did come out today. So if you haven't had a chance, take a peek at that. It's on my YouTube, also Apple Podcasts, as well as Spotify, the Hot Tub Club. And we have to shy on that I mentioned, I think in my last video, but check it out. I'm pretty happy with that. I have 2 upcoming podcasts that I need to get done, and I have 2 more I need to record. And so I'm pretty happy with how they're coming out so far. I have 2 that are coming up. One I'm going to put up for my friend Belinda from elementary school, and she's kind of sharing a little bit about her life and some of the challenges that she's had and how she's been able to overcome. I just was listening to it yesterday. I was just like, man, this is so freaking good. Yeah, that's what's happening in my world right now. I supposedly have a date on Saturday. Hopefully it will go through. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know what to expect. Yeah, so my main focus right now is just studying, working hard, and doing what I can at work. And then, yeah, just trying to get the certification done so I can, number one, be much wiser and be able to share better information with all of you guys, but also just is an additional way of generating some income for myself, which will be really helpful. So okay guys, so it is Friday. Our trainer had to cancel, so I am here. I'm going to be making up my routine as I go today and seeing what trouble I can get myself into. So come along with me for another workout. My whole week's over, but I'm going to just keep on going. To have this quote-unquote date meeting with this guy that I've kind of been chatting with. I have not spoken to him on the phone or anything, which is very unusual, so we'll see if we get along or not. And I'm not excited. Like, the past couple of guys that I've gone on dates with, I have not been excited about, and which is kind of sad. I think I'm just like, you know, this guy is just a wild card, and I'm like, I said yes because it was close, but I don't know. I really don't know a whole lot about him. I'm just gonna go have lunch with him, and I already told him I need to be out of here within like 2.5 hours. Move forward. I'm already late, so I was truly trying hard not to be late, but I gave him a heads up. I'm like, I'm running 10 minutes behind. I'm sorry. So yeah. So we'll see if we get along, but this is definitely a wild card, and yeah. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so now I'm 15 minutes late. We ended up meeting in Carlsbad. I don't know why I thought this was going to be a good idea to meet down here in the village. But anyways, so I had to park all the way down the street. There was no parking in the parking lot. Now I'm walking way down the street in shoes that I don't even like, so I'm already irritated. And I'm like, I don't know. That's just going to be my tip for this guy when I meet him. I said, you know, probably meeting in the village is probably not the best idea at lunchtime. So anyways, he's like, oh, you can have my parking spot. And I was like, it's gonna be a freaking nightmare. And then he asked to put in parking, and it just didn't make any sense. So anyways, I am grumpy right now, but I'm gonna go. Oh, okay, so I'm just got done with like meeting this guy, and you know, he seems like nice enough, but just there's like a couple of key things that of course came to my attention during our conversation. And you know, when somebody said, like, number one, I think he smokes, which is not good. Then number two, he used the word woke. And when I hear people say that, that makes me think like they're extra like extremist conservative. I'm not vibing with right now. Hey, do you want to get together again sometime? I said, yeah, sure, just let me know, just ask. And I was like, there's just like an energy that I'm looking for, and I'm just didn't quite pick up on it energy. And just like some of the things that we talked about that were just like, you know, just not something I would like normally want to like be interested in talking about. I literally got there like 15 to 20 minutes late because I couldn't find parking. And so I felt bad about that, but not that bad because I'm like, well, you picked a bad location. I'm always super busy in the village. It's like, yeah, you know, he goes, I should have thought about that. And I'm like, yeah, you should have. So I think I was annoyed already coming in. The conversation just didn't flow. Like, he would ask me questions, but I wasn't like going out of my way to ask him questions. He did buy me flowers. He brought me like some of these like carnation things. So I mean, I thought that was nice, but I literally told him, I said, you know, you don't have to buy me flowers because I would rather you just like us just have a good time. And because I'm like, honestly, I'm like, flowers die. And I've had guys bring me flowers in the past, and then I never dated them again. So I'm just like, let's just like get together and be good with it, you know. And then if we don't like each other, no hard feelings, you know. You save yourself some money. We walked around a couple stores afterwards, but I just was like, my energy was not like vibing, and just I came in not super excited. And then once like I couldn't find parking, then I got even less super excited. By the time he finally got to me, I was just kind of like, man, you know. And he seems like he's pretty active, but he definitely has some stuff going on with like his hips and stuff from his job. So his body looks like he's kind of worn down. As things he goes like snorkeling. I want to go hiking. He has that same energy that I do. I know like that energy doesn't stay forever. So he wants to go do these cool things with me. Anyways, that was that. So we ended up going to this little cafe, and I just got like a turkey sandwich. And then I got some matcha tea, but they made it with milk, and I should have double checked to make sure that they did it with like milk or almond milk. So I took like one sip of it, and I was like, oh, I can't have it because the frothy part is most likely milk. So that was kind of a bummer. So I'm just gonna head home now. At least I said 3 o'clock and we got done early. Just kind of like walking around and kind of looking at the time. And he's like, oh, what do you want to go walk around? I said, yeah. We walked around and I'm like, there's just really nothing to look at here. And like the shops and stuff are just kind of very touristy. The conversation just did not flow like it should. So he wanted to walk me back to my car. I told him, I said, I'm not worried about being attacked in Carlsbad because it's like, that's not the ghetto, you know? It's very like beach town, like touristy town. I'm gonna head home. I'm not gonna say I'm like disappointed because I really wasn't expecting much of anything, but I would just say that, you know, I tried and it just didn't feel like excitement. Even from the get-go, I wasn't excited about this. Meeting this guy, and I think I wasn't super impressed because like he didn't like call me and like talk to me before. And I mentioned that was important and he just didn't do it, and it made me feel good about it. Pick such a public place that I was like, okay, like if I want to ditch this guy, I can totally just like walk out and be totally fine and never see him again. Seems like a nice enough guy, but I think like the things he's into and the things that he values are so different than mine. Woke, I just feel like they mean like black people. I'm like, hello, I'm a black person. Like, don't you get it? So that kind of like turned me off. I was like, oh, like if a guy says woke, that guy's done. So anyways, all right, I'm heading home. Probably feel like I just need like tea or something, like a better tea. And then I'm gonna just go veg at home and just kind of like regroup, finish out today. It is Sunday. Quick check-in. So just getting home from cold plunging and update of the week. So I just felt like last night after I got back from my date, I was just like emotionally drained. And I just think, I don't know. I just got like, I turned really negative yesterday. I don't know what was going on with me, but I was just like, you know what? I just was a little upset. And I don't know. It was kind of weird. So I was kind of grumpy the rest of the day. I ate my feelings all yesterday. So now I'm getting back into it. I went to cold plunging, sat in there for 12 minutes. And so I did that. And then the one good thing I did for myself was I ended up watching With Love, Megan, and that was on Netflix. And all these people, I know exactly the reason why people hate on her. And it's stupid. And it's just like, I've been hearing all online, people are like, oh, she's so unrelatable. And I'm like, she's unrelatable because she actually takes the time to make people feel like special in a small way. I don't know. I watched the whole series yesterday and I thought it was charming. And I'm like, that's the lifestyle that we all need to be living, right? You know, I think what she is trying to say, which people aren't getting, is that, you know, you can level up your life in a small way and it doesn't have to be super expensive. And like some of the tips, I was like, okay, like the pasta, I was like, this isn't gonna work. And I'm gonna do the pasta. I'm gonna have to record the pasta thing, like the one pot pasta, because everyone's like, oh no, that's like sacrilege. And just from what I've been seeing on TikTok, people are like, this actually works and it's actually really good. So I'm all about the Megan Sussex vibe. I've always been about, like, ever since I heard about her. And I'm like, from back in the day from when she had the TIG, and it was like a lifestyle website and all the different trends and her traveling. And she always had really great photos, foods that she would eat while she traveled. So anyway, I'm all about it. So if you haven't watched it and you've been hearing like, oh, you know, the haters, and I'm like, I'm just going to be real, because I feel like it's just, people have been hating on Meghan and Harry forever. And I really think the core root, and no one's going to admit it, is because she's half black. And I think that's really the core issue why people don't like her, is because of that, and because she's so nice. And people feel like that's fake, but that's just who she is that she's kind and she's... Hey guys, so quick update. I think yesterday my phone overheated, so I didn't get to finish up about aka Meghan Markle, her new show, and how much I love it and how charming it is. So yeah, check it out. It's on Netflix. I think you guys will really enjoy it. It's just a nice escape, I feel, for myself from reality, and just kind of upscaling your life, even if you don't have like a ton of money. Like, she does. You know, she was just giving really cool tips on really just how to be like a good host when you have people come to your house, either to stay with you or, you know, having a family gathering. And so anyways, I love it. She does all the things that I like to do. She grows her own vegetables and things like that. I'm trying to get into that right now. So yeah, if you're on that type of vibe, definitely check it out. A lot of people, they just don't like her, so they're saying like a lot of like mean things about her show, but it's actually very good. It's actually a really good show, and she got signed on for another season. Check it out on Netflix. With love, Megan. And yeah, I'm gonna finish my walk for today. But today I've been like so stressed out all weekend, and I had like a meeting. I felt very stressed about it, and I was stressed for nothing. So I spent 2 days being really concerned about it, and then it was totally fine. Which is like such a reminder to like not over obsess about things that you can't control. You think someone's going to be upset with you? Well, you know, just life goes on, and you know, make an apology if you must, or whatever. So anyways, I'm gonna get back to my walk.